Welcome back into Hodge Podge here on this Thursday, December 17th. Our guests today, Bryan Malone and Logan Rydell with the Becker County Soil, Water, and Conservation District. As we went to the break, Logan, we wanted to touch on tree sales for the Becker County SWCD. What do you guys got available?
Yeah, so we got all sorts of different options available. One nice thing about the winter time is that it gives you lots of time to sit around and think about all the things you want to accomplish in the spring, right?
Correct.
So if you're looking for different kind of options for trees, you name it, we essentially got it. It all comes in like a bundle of 25 for bare roots. You're looking at some maples, some cottonwoods, some oaks. And then if you're looking more of like a shrub line along the house, maybe some lilacs, red dozier dogwoods. Apple trees, everybody loves those. We got a couple different options for those, especially the Honeycrisp. That's a big seller and my personal favorite. And then if you are more into the evergreen side, kind of that Christmassy look to a tree line, we got them in pots and we got them in bare roots. The ponderosa pines, white pine, Norway pine, Black Hill spruce, all sorts of different options for folks.
Let's circle back to the Honeycrisp for a second there, Logan. So how long, when somebody comes and they picks up one of these apple trees, how long does it take before they actually can see some fruit?
Well, first of all, we recommend getting maybe 2 or 3 just for some pollination efforts and, more trees in the ground, more potential, more apples, and then you're stuck with a pile of them in the fall. But, sometimes you'll see some apples that first year, but really years 2 and 3 is kind of when you should be making some of that pie.
And oddly enough, the holidays are just around the corner. Maybe get a gift of a tree this year for Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely. And, there's some different wildlife packets out there that have multiple species to them. So if you're looking, maybe you got a 40 out in the northern part of the county and you just want to plant some varieties, we got some different packets for that too.
Let's talk a little bit about native plant and seed kits. What does Becker County Soil, Water, and Conservation District have in that department?
Yeah, so another great thing about that is, beautifying some yards. If maybe you got a little spot in the garden or alongside of it that you want to just throw in some native plants for some color and also pollinator habitat and some food. We got all sorts of kits we kind of sell them in, and that's tailored to specific areas. One of them being a butterfly and pollinator kit. The average consumer might hear, well, I want to do some great things for some butterflies. How do I do that? Order this kit and it'll do it for you. We also have some rain garden and some shoreline kits that maybe you got a wet spot or down along the lake next to the dock. Those are great for that. If you got some spots that those pesky deer get at all the time, we have a deer resistant kit, and I'll emphasize resistant because nothing is deer proof. That's a nice one for along the edge of a yard maybe. And then if you're looking more in the trees, you have some issues with some shade, there's a woodland and shade kit that'll do well in those cooler areas.
Logan, another topic I want to just briefly touch on. Ice is frozen over on most of our area lakes. All you got to do is drive around. You can see four-wheelers and snowmobiles and guys and gals and kids walking out ice fishing and skating. A pet peeve of mine, it happens every year, and we always like to give this reminder out there. When you take something out on the ice, bring it back off the ice with you. And unfortunately, as sportsmen and women, this is a resource that we talked with Bryan about this, and we want to pass these resources down to our kids. Well, if you leave your crap out on the ice, guess what? When the ice melts, where do you think it goes? It doesn't just magically disappear. It sinks into our local lakes, rivers, and streams. So I'm sure you guys see it, and the DNR puts this message out every year. We try and help out, but if you bring it with you, take it back off the ice.
Yeah, certainly. Actually, just before this was on, there's a commercial about leaving a legacy. That's certainly important to us too. You might not see the results in your lifetime, but what are, the great grandchildren going to see? If you enjoyed this area as a kid, if you enjoyed the lake, the rivers, the streams, the woods, why not leave it for somebody down the line?
So we had a story on the news yesterday. The Department of Natural Resources was talking about the increase in hunting licenses here in the state of Minnesota. Obviously, with the pandemic, people are looking for things to do. They want to get out of their homes and get out and enjoy the outdoors. Rather significant increase this year in the sales of hunting licenses, and it all kind of ties in with what we're talking about. We've got great stuff for us now, but guess what? Back in the 70s and the 60s and the 80s, if there was no conservation then, we wouldn't have what we have today. And as we look forward into the next generation down the road, again, preserving what we have and passing those resources on is key.
Yeah, certainly. Being prideful in what you do is important in whatever it is, but especially with the outdoors. We're in a time where everybody's getting stir crazy in the house, myself included. Go out and enjoy what we have, and leave it better for the next person.
Bryan, but we're just about out of time here for both of you guys, but I just want to circle back. Is there anything else that we wanted to touch on this morning, Bryan, or things you want to get out to the public before your next visit?
Well, I just look forward to meeting all the landowners that I can around the county, and working with them, and that'll be the first goal, I guess.
Bryan, I'm gonna put you on the spot again. Do you know your new email address?
My new email address? I just got it yesterday. Yeah, I think I have it memorized.
If you want to give out your email address and the phone number for folks who might want to touch base with you, we're more than happy to let the new guy do that this morning.
Well, all right. Email Bryan.Malone. That's Bryan with a Y. At co.becker.mn.us. And phone number 218-846. Oh man, I don't know if I'm going to get this right. 7036-7306.
Logan, is that correct?
7360.
Oh.
Logan, I'm going to ask you to do the same phone number and email for folks who might want to contact you.
Yeah, the general office number is at 846-7360. Ask for Logan. And then a good email address for me, logan.rydell@co.becker.mn.us.
Bryan, don't feel bad. In a year, you'll have that email address memorized, and you'll just roll it right off there like Logan did. Gentlemen, thanks for being with us today on Hodge Podge. Always fun to talk to you guys. Have a great Christmas, and we'll talk to you in the new year.
Yep, Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you.
All right. Today's guests, Logan Rydell and Bryan Malone, the new administrator with the Becker County.